In Season of the Witch, Lucky Raspberry received a change to how it functions, which is very cool. I want to do some testing around how Lucky Raspberry's improvements have changed its viability, but in the process, I found myself comparing Lucky Raspberry to a very similar exotic, Shinobu's Vow. While Lucky Raspberry improves on arc bolt grenades, Shinobu's Vow instead tries to improve skip grenades, meaning they share a similar niche of buffing grenades in the arc subclass for hunters. I was curious to see which one performed better, so this will be part 1 of 2. For this video, I'll be exploring the Shinobu Vow skip grenade build, and in the next video, I'll be exploring the Lucky Raspberry arc bolt build, and we'll see how they stack up against each other. If you don't want to miss out on part 2, do the subscribing and all that stuff. Yeah, you guys know what to do. You've been on YouTube for long enough. With that out of the way, let's talk about Shinobu's Vow. Shinobu's Vow is an exotic arm piece that has the description of improving skip grenades, and you gain an additional skip grenade charge, which means you can have 2 skip grenades instead of 1. Skip grenades return energy when you damage enemies. The exact numbers for this is that when you throw a skip grenade, normally it has 4 little balls that track targets, but instead with Shinobu's Vow, you'll have 5. Every time you damage an enemy with one of these little grenade pellets, you gain 10% grenade energy. In other words, if you throw a skip grenade and all 5 of the little bits hit people, you get 50% grenade energy back. Let's talk about subclass setup. This should be very straightforward. A lot of this is very similar to like an Arc Hunter on Assassin's Cowl or something like that, so a lot of this is very similar. For super, go with Gathering Storm. For melee and class ability, go with Combination Blow and Gambler's Dodge. This just works nicely in a pinch, going along with Lethal Current, in case you need to jolt targets in a pinch. For grenade, please go with Skip Grenade. That's kind of the whole point of the build. For the second aspect, go with Flow State. Mostly because the third aspect that you're allowed to use, Tempest Strike, is not quite what we're looking for here. For fragments, you're going to go with Ions. Defeat a jolted target creates an ionic trace. We're going to be jolting a lot of people. The reason why is because Spark of Shock gives our grenades the ability to jolt targets. So already our grenades can jolt targets, which means they can also deal with Overload champions. Rapidly defeating targets while you're amplified creates a sword of power using Spark of Amplitude. Our grenades will jolt, and Flow State means defeating a jolted target makes you amplified, so that kind of feeds into itself. And then Spark of Resistance, when you're surrounded by combatants, be more resistant to incoming damage. This is just kind of nice to boost up your survivability. In terms of mods, you might want to try running something like this. The idea is that the helmet is mostly around like get ammo, connect siphon, or whatever siphon mod you want. The arm piece is probably the most important part here. The big thing we're looking out for is firepower. Your grenades, final blows create orbs of power. This is good for just helping with orb generation. Grenade kickstart is also very important just to bring back more grenade energy. You can get it to the point where you almost get like a full grenade back every time you throw a grenade if you set yourself up correctly. Or you get pretty close at the very least. The remaining energy you would fill up using Innervation, Orbs of Restoration, or just something similar along those lines. I personally like Orbs of Restoration for builds like this, because in this particular build, you're mostly throwing your grenade, but you're not really using your class ability or your melee ability. So Orbs of Restoration almost becomes a second Innervation. And then throw everything together using your class item mods. Powerful Attraction's nice, Bomber's nice, Reaper's nice, just to help you, like, every time you dodge, you also get some ability energy as well. In terms of the weapons used in this build, you don't have to be too picky, you just have to align them closer to activity you're running, basically. There's no synergy necessary that you're having to look for, per se. So just line it up to whatever content you're running. To compare the Lucky Raspberry build with the Shinobu Vow build, I've decided to test these builds in a Legend campaign context. In a Legend campaign, enemies have more health, and therefore it matches a little closer to a setting where enemies are a little bit tankier. With that out of the way, let's get into the gameplay. And it gives me my armor charge. Alright, this guy's kind of beefy. There we go. But yeah, you can see how, like, every time I shoot, every time I throw a grenade, I basically have another grenade whenever I need it. Hi. Oh yeah, my grenades also apply jolt. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. Volkan. Oh no. No, no, no. Dude, that guy booped me. This guy booped me. How dare you? Stop. So if you don't know, for those like shield phalanx dudes, shoot the middle of their shield, and that'll disable their shield for a little bit. Okay. There we go. That's for Nezarac's encounter. For the planet encounter. Incredible. Okay, nice. The jolt is definitely helping. There we go. He's immune for some reason? Okay, there we go. Oh, this is not the weapon build I would use for this guy. I'm gonna dodge just to pick up all the orbs of power nearby. Alright, I'm gonna finish him. Yeah, that despawns all the enemies. Sweet. God, I love that. Are those things safe? Can't beat that. Oh! And that's part 1. We got to see Shinobu's vow in action. And in the next video, we're going to see how Lucky Raspberry stacks up against this. That's it for this video. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys later. Bye, Guardians.